Alright, so hello people taking their time out their days to click on this video. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back, and we're going to get right into the video. Just kidding. I've noticed a trend of me saying we're going to get right into the video and then going on a rant. So, no, we're not going to get right into the video. Not yet, at least. So I'm not going to lie, this video is going to be a bit more scary of a vid or story time. And to bring more of the scary side of how I felt when this was going, like actually happening in real life, I won't be adding gameplay, and I'll be adding like dramatic words, dramatic effect to give you the full everything of what I was going through, to give you the mental picture. And I won't be using gaming clips like usual. Like, what I'm saying is I usually use gaming clips, and for this specific vid, I won't be, for the people who are slow. Okay, that's kind of mean. That is mean. Maybe I should say that. But yeah, I'm gonna be adding dramatic effects to give you the mental picture, and I won't be using gaming clips like usual. This will be more of a like short audio book, if you want to think of it that way. And this is a true story, like always. All my story times are true stories. So with that being said, let's actually get into it this time. So this took place in a previous summer, like a lot of my story times do and will. Like this, this actually is somewhat of a part 2 of the abandoned houses and the police chased us, but it's not really. It just has similar locations, if not the same. And I hit one of my friends up. Once again, horrible transition. Let me just restart. So this took place in the previous summer, like a lot of my story times do, and I hit one of my friends up that I usually hang out with, but they were all busy. All of my friends were all busy or just didn't feel like going outside, which is understandable because this was like later in the summer. And because I was so bored, I decided to go to the park, but I didn't go to my park. I went to the one that is by a forest and had a forest next to it. And I was getting bored at the park, and I was so bored that I chose a very dumb decision that I would go on to regret. And I go back to the abandoned houses, the ones that the cops got called on last time. Yeah, I go back there, and shockingly it goes pretty well, and I explore on my own and see what I can find. I find some cool stuff, but I get bored after about an hour. Luckily the police didn't come this time because there was nobody making loud noises. Cough cough, my friend. Anyway, I was paranoid, and the thing about the abandoned houses is you have to walk through a forest to get to them. And unfortunately, I hadn't realized my phone was dead until I tried to check the time. Once again, I'm stupid because I don't think I charged my phone that day, other than after obviously calling my friends. And I was walking through the forest, and I feel like someone is watching me, and I don't mess with that. And I start getting scared, and out the side of my eye, I see something in the distance of my side eye. And this wasn't an animal. The only animals that were in this forest that me and my friends had discovered before, and we came here a lot, was like a deer. My dog is having a nightmare clearly in the background. Poor doggy. And out of the side eye, this wasn't a deer. This was not the figure of a deer or any animal I've ever heard of or seen. I freeze in fear and try to get a better look at it, and it just vanishes. Now I don't know about you, but I wasn't gonna sit there staring at a vanishing figure I've never seen. So I immediately sprint and try to sprint out the forest, and to this day, what happens next is the scariest thing I've ever heard or seen. But before I finish this sentence, this is where I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Yeah, that's right, self-plug. Anyway, back to the story. I turn around, and this figure is chasing me, I meant. And now I saw this at the side of my eye. And I want to believe that it was just lighting and me being tired or scared. While while running, I was so scared I didn't take the right turn that I was supposed to get out the forest. Because usually there's a right turn, there's a gate, you just take it. Now you might have been thinking, why didn't I just hop the gate? I was scared. I passed the right side completely, and my chest gets, and that's why I didn't hop it. And my chest gets tight as I think I'm about to die at this point, and as if it was a horror movie, I literally trip, fall, and take a heavy landing as I get cut multiple times falling down a not steep hill, but the forest had like little tiny drops, and I fall down one of them, and it hurt so bad. But luckily, flight kicked in, and combined with adrenaline, I continued sprinting into whatever direction I was going, because I don't think I've ever been in this direction. And I don't know how long I was running, but I ended up at a greenhouse, and I realized I was at the school that was on the other side of the forest. I walk up to the school gate, and I realized it was locked, of course, due to it being summer around like 3, since that's when I got to the park. I knew that it was way past 3. Luckily, I knew a hole in the gate. Oh. On the script, I called it a gat, because I write scripts so I don't stutter as much. But I knew there was a hole in the gate that allowed me to get to the other side. And I walked back home, and I started telling my family about what happened, but they didn't believe me, of course, and chalked it up to me being dumb and paranoid. Looking back on it, I don't know why I went especially alone, because the same thing to a smaller extent happened when me and my friend, who I'll call Isaac again from the last story, were exploring. But that's for another time. I'm going to tell y'all another very short story, because this story reminded me of it, and it is terrifying. So let's get into the short story. I was chilling at my uncle's house, and my uncle leaves to go do something, but I forgot what he actually left to do. But listen to this, because this is very important for later. Like, you have to know this. My brother left alone in his car with a backpack on his back, and to go play basketball with some friends. And first, and then after, my uncle left through the back door, which has a garage. And keep in mind, this garage is really loud, like really loud. Like, so I'm hanging out with my friend. I'm still at my uncle's house. Oh, it's over a call. And I'm hanging out with my friend Mark over a call. And I'm talking to him, and we have cameras on. Now I'm sitting on the couch, which is right by the back door where my uncle left out of, and my camera is facing my face, which has a wall behind me, and the back door to the right, which has a wall and everything in view. Here's the scary part. 2 hours later, we were still playing, hanging out, my camera's still on and everything, and my uncle and my brother walked through the back door. And I'm literally on the verge of pooping my pants, having to remember this. Like right now, telling y'all this, I'm literally about to piss myself. I'm joking, I'm not. But because of what happened next, I was confused because I didn't hear the garage. And I say hi to them, and they don't say anything. They just look at me with a straight face as they walk, almost like robots. Like almost, it was like robotic, like NPCs. And I looked at them, my uncle and my brother walked upstairs, and I heard no footsteps, no noise, no nothing. It all almost felt fake. It was like the Truman Show, but like a horror version. And what makes me almost piss myself to this day is my friend on the call, who can see everything going on, asked me this one question that made my heart drop. He asked, "Who are you talking to?" He can see everything going on through the camera, and he asked, "Who are you talking to?" My throat became dry. My chest becomes heavy, and my throat sucks in like a bunch of air, gasping for air, and I get dizzy, taking in what he just said. I literally stay on the call with my friend, and at about 6 or 7, my brother walks through the front door, and I tell him immediately. This freaked out my brother, who lives there, and for a good 2 weeks he was scared. He's my older brother, so I kind of look up to him. So when he's scared, you know I was terrified. And my uncle showed up 2 hours later, which I heard in the garage and everything. Okay, there's definitely tapping in the next room. while I'm telling this story. That's even more scary. But back to the story. And I was so tired I didn't even tell him. So yeah, that's it for the vid. And I know it was a bit longer than usual, and I want to mention I don't really believe in ghosts or spirits like that. And I think that there's some higher I do think that there's some higher power out there, but I don't really believe in ghosts. Which, considering I just heard whatever that was in the bathroom, I'm not gonna go explore it. But I don't really believe in it. But after these two experiences, I couldn't find any logical way these happen. My God, I need to fix my... I can't explain any logical way this happened. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. We'll probably go back to the more lighter and crazier story times after this, because I really like the energy of telling scarier stories and having to remember them. And right now I'm sitting in a room like alone, and I just heard tapping, and the only things here are my dogs, but all of my dogs are in front of me, so that was kind of scary. But bye, thank you for watching, and have a good day. And remember, Glacier Cherry Gatorade is the best flavor. Pray that I don't die. I'm not going to explore because I'm not a dumb blonde girl in a scary movie. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. See ya.